G'day, Bargy crew. Hope you're having a fantastic day and your family's happy and healthy. Or should I say, g'day, cobbers. How you going? Hope missus and kids are happy and healthy. That's the Australian way of saying it, sort of. Anyway, what we're going to look at today is the Australian Outback Map. But let's just get a few caveats or warnings out of the way before we go any further. With this map mod, you have to roll back to 1.53, and now I'll show you exactly how to do that and what you've got to do. It is a standalone map, so you'll have to create a new profile for it. I'll take you step by step through that. But before we do any of that, like I say, I'll give you a few notifications and warnings. Number one, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. It's free and I really would appreciate it. Give me a like or a thumbs down, whatever you prefer, just so I know you're out there and you're listening. And also, if you're looking at joining a VTC that does some fun convoys and some serious ones, a mix of both, then the links will be down in the description. Also, my Discord is down there and ways to support the channel. All right, that being said, now the warnings. All right, like I say, you'll have to roll back to 1.53. So the warning that I'll give you, be clear on this, listen very carefully. If you roll back to 1.53 and then use one of your other profiles in 1.53, it could stuff that profile up. So do not use any other profiles when you roll back to 1.53 unless you intend to only use them in 1.53. All right, so you're going to roll back to 1.53 so that you can use this, and therefore you're going to start a fresh, brand new profile, and I'll show you how to do that. But first, I'll let you know this. When you go to download this map from Trucky, do not use the install via Trucky Mods Manager because it won't allow you to do it. It will say it's a wrong version of the game. Download it from the green button, not this one. Download it from the green button. Unless you know how to roll back your Trucky mods, which is quite easy, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because it might confuse a few people. So for now, just download it via the green button. That's a manual download, and then place it in your mod folder, which is, let me bring this up, which is in your documents, American Truck Simulator mod, and then place the map in here. All right. So what you're going to get when you download it, let's do it and we'll show you. Okay, so it's downloading and you'll get what they call is a RAR file, and you'll have to extract it. Now I'll show you how to do that. Like I say, this will be a complete step-by-step so you can see exactly how to do it. Okay, so now once it's downloaded, you simply go to the file in your downloads, and here it is here. Now using your zip program, you'll open it up and you'll be confronted with these files here. Okay, you'll have a PDF, you'll have, let me bring that across so you can see it, you'll have these SCS files, you'll have a distance mod, and you'll have the company logo here mod. Now, you don't need to use these two unless you want to, so we're going to ignore them right now. And this here is what they call a default ATS scale, so it scales it to the default ATS scale, or you can leave it out and have it as a one-to-one map. All right, so it's up to you. I'm going to use the default scale and the map itself. So all I'm going to extract is these two. 1, 2. All you do is highlight, then press Control and highlight the next one, and then extract it to your mod folder. So then I'll click extract. I will then find the American Truck Simulator mod folder, which is in Documents, American Truck Simulator mod, and then I will click OK. It's going to tell me to overwrite. I'm not going to overwrite them because I've already got them in there. So, but for you, this won't come up. If it's the first time you're doing it, you'll just say OK and continue. I'm going to go cancel because I've already got them in my mod folder. So again, once you've downloaded it, open it up. You can ignore those two if you want. or you can check them out and read the instructions on the PDF. But for now, I'm just showing you how to put the map in and put it to the default ATS scale. Again, leave this one out if you want it to be a standard one-to-one map. I'm going to put it in because I want it to be the same as the ATS scale. Okay, I hope you're clear on that. If you've got any questions, just ask me down in the comments. So far what we've done is we've chosen this and this one, extracted them to documents, American Truck Simulator mod. These have gone into, okay? So now that we've done that, let's get rid of that, and here we are in the game. So now, when you're in the game, before you go any further, you'll need to roll it back. So you'll click or right-click on the name. This is American Truck Simulator. Right-click with your mouse, go to Properties, go to Betas, and it will appear as none up here. If you haven't rolled back or you're not on a beta, it will say none. That's perfectly normal. You want to keep that on none if you want to use the current version of the game. And when you're rolling back to the current version of the game, that's what you'll choose. But for now, we're choosing 1.53. So we'll click that, we go down to 1.53, which is this one here, which says temporary 153-1.53x for incompatible mods. This is the one you'll choose for this map, which brings it back to 1.53. Click on that, and what will happen if you look down here, it will start to download the game in the 1.53 version. So you'll have to wait for that to completely go across here to 100% before you can go any further. So once it's done that, I'll come back and talk to you. Okay, so it's downloaded now and completed. So as you can see, we've gone from none to the 1.53 for incompatible mods. So once it's downloaded and completed, you simply close this down and you're ready to rock and roll. So from here, this is where we start creating the new profile. So we'll click on play. And again, remember, you are now in the 1.53 version of the game, so do not go into any of your other profiles while you're there unless you intend to play them on your 1.53 version. If not, steer clear of your other profiles. Make sure that you don't get any problems when you convert back to the latest version of the game. So you'll get this message here that will tell you if you've got any DLCs that are incompatible with the current version of the game. Again, this is just a warning. You're not going to be using these DLCs in this map, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can just click continue. Now once you've clicked continue, this confirmation will come at you again. Just click OK. I've already got a profile set up, and so I'll show you that. And it's mods. I've got quite a few mods in there just to show you that everything's working on this, even though it's in 1.53. Here are all the mods I'm using. As you can see, we've also got the map mod up here. And a lot of people say, why have you got it up the top here? I'll explain that to you in a simple way. It works. That's it. All right. So I put it up the top here and it works. I've actually even got PNG, the old version of the PNG in there working, and etc, etc. These other mods are actually the current mods that still work in 1.53. So if you're worried about whether or not mods will work in there, most mods will still work in 1.53 because they've been updated. Now, so what you want to do is you now want to create a new profile. So you're going back to the old user interface here, as you can see. So to create a new profile, we're going to go in here, click new profile. And in here, before we go any further, we're going to go to mods. Right, before we go any further, we're going to go to mods. Let's just name this Australia, or let's name it Outback. There we go, so it's Outback. And now, as you can see here in the map module, all that's there is California. There's nothing showing up. So what you want to do before you go any further out of this window, you go to your mods. Now there's no mods in here, so we're looking for the Outback ones. So we just type in Outback, and there they are there. These are the two that we're using for this one at the moment. So it's the Outback map and the scale, bring it down to ATS scale. Now, if you want it to stay 1:1, you can just leave that out so that that's all you've got in there. But for now, we're going to put that in there because I want it to be the same scale as the ATS. So we're going to confirm that now. So again, making sure you've got the map mod in there and the scale if you're doing that. If not, you can take it out. Then you're going to confirm the changes. It will now bring you back to this profile. So now you can choose your character, like so. We'll just choose him. I'm just going to pick the first thing that pops up. There we go. Now here's the important part. You want to enter your company name. We're just going to call it Oz RG, and here we're going to go with the English language. Now you can see this is lit up. So now what you're going to do is you're going to choose Oz.mbd. Very important. You must choose this map, not California, because it won't work. So you're choosing OzMBD. I never use Steam Cloud, so I unclick that. That's your choice, whether you use Steam Cloud or not. I never use it because I have nothing but problems when I use Steam Cloud. So I always untick that. That way my profiles are saved on my computer. I can do a backup of them whenever I choose. That way if anything does happen, I've got backups on another drive that I can refer to and everything is sweet. All right, so your choice, but that's what I do. I leave it unticked. And again, OzMap, not California. OzMap, very, very important. So I'll run through that again. So before you do anything here and create it, you go into your mods and you make sure you've got Oz Outback and Oz Outback ATS scale chosen. Click confirm. And that will bring you back to where you create. You choose your stuff, put your names in, untick or tick it. Make sure you choose the OzMBD, and now you can click create. And now your Outback profile has been completed. You can now go in and add your mods as you see fit. So you can add mods in here now and make sure that they work. But for now, we're just going to do vanilla. So now we know that this is all set up correctly. We now can click continue career. Now, because it's a new profile, you'll get this come up. Now you can run through the wizard and set up your keyboard or your mouse or your controls, whatever way you want to go, or you can skip it and then go in and set them up yourself. But for now, I'm going to show you what I do when I set up a new profile. So we'll go back, and this is so that I can put all my controls in the way that I'm used to. I now quit the game and I will go into my documents. I'll go into American Truck Simulator. Now this is one of the reasons I save profiles to my computer directly instead of having it to the cloud, because I can now go in and edit any of my profiles. So this is the new profile here, and this is one of the current profiles. Now I have a program in my profiles that I put in each of my profiles. It's called SII Decrypt, and it's used so I can read my profiles, because if I want to read this profile, I double click on it, it comes up as gobbledygook and I can't understand it. All right, but if I do this and I drag it down on top of SII Decrypt and let it go, nothing happens, it just flashes. That means it's worked. So now if I double click on it, it comes up and I can read everything. So I now know what profile this is. This is the Australian single profile, the one that I've already set up. So now I know that that has all the controls the way that I want. So I can now copy, again, this is an existing profile that all the controls and everything is set up correctly in, that I want to put into my new profile so that all the controls and everything are as I am used to. So I'm going to copy config. Now I hold down shift, and I'm going to copy the next two so that you're copying config, config local, and controls. Now I'll right click, I will click on copy, I will go back to profiles. I'm now going to go into the brand new profile, This is a new one. The reason I know it's new is because of the date of modification. So I've clicked on that. That's the new profile. I now paste those in there. It will ask me if I want to replace them. I'll say yes. And now I know, but by putting these in here, that my controls will be exactly the way I'm used to in my other profiles. So now we can close that down and we can go back into play. Again, we're on 1.53. Don't go into any of your other profiles. Make sure you steer clear of them, or else you may have problems with them when you roll back. Okay, so now when I go back into the game, it's going to tell me again that I've got incompatible DLCs. Just ignore that because you're not going to use them. Click that OK. Make sure you choose the profile that you've just created, which is this one here, and you select it. Then we'll go to continue career. Now you'll see that we'll bypass that setup screen because we've now got all the controls set up the way we want. Okay, now it's going to ask you to choose somewhere to have as a base city, as a base town or whatever. We're going to go with Trucky because it's already chosen for us mainly. We'll click confirm, say yes. It will load up. Ignore if you get some crazy looking stuff on your screen. That's just normal because you're rolling back. Now I'm going to make sure I've got all my gears and everything. Yes, I have. And I stalled it. I'm in a base truck, and I always stall the base trucks because the engines are terrible and the clutches are equally bad. So I'm just testing now, making sure that all my gears and everything are working, which they should be. Actually, what I'll do is I'll quickly do this. Where is it? I'll turn this on so you can see. Turn on wheel cam. Okay, so now you can see I'm using the gears. Reverse. Yes, that worked. Now what I'm going to try and do, if I remember rightly, well actually what we'll do is this. Let's escape out here and show you the map so you can see it. So here's the map of Australia, mate. There are some places that aren't connected because when he left, when I don't say abandoned, but when he left it, he was planning on doing these and joining roads to them, but at the moment that hasn't happened. So the map is this one here, and it's actually quite a long drive. If you have it in 1:1, it's really long, and even in the ATS scale, it's quite long. I'm pretty sure it's a couple of hours trip from one end to the other. So anyway, so that's what it looks like in its raw form. So we'll jump out, go to drive, and it's telling me to switch to different cameras. I've got my camera set up on different things than that, so we can see. And off we go. Jump back in the cab. Not even, oh, we're in a Freightliner. And as you can see, it's got all the markings that you have in the normal SCS ATS game. And I'm just driving around to show you some of the scenery, trying to run into fences. We'll go and finish this job off quickly. How long is this job? Let's get the navigation up. According to this, 30 minutes. Oops, let's do this. That one there. And I'll quickly show you some of the driving in this map. So again, this is in the scale of the normal ATS. Again, if you want it 1.1, just don't have that mod in, leave it out. Now I'm hoping no other cars are coming that way. We'll soon find out. If I hear a thump. So there's Trucky. on the side there. You can fuel up, and there's a service centre and everything there. And then we've got our cattle grids. And one of the things that a lot of people have said is that they can't seem to get any decent speed up. Now let me just explain something about the Outback of Australia. These roads are full of what they call corrugations, which are little ripples on the road, okay? And most trucks, when they're carrying loads, will probably do anywhere from 8 kilometres an hour to maybe up to about 15 kilometres an hour when they're on those roads. Because if they did any faster, the load and the truck, as you can see, I'm already getting damaged because I'm probably travelling too quick. The load or the truck will be shaken to bits because of the corrugation. So it's not well, in fact, it's actually an exaggeration, because you can travel on these roads at really, we're travelling at 23 miles per hour at the moment, so whatever that is in kilometres per hour, it is actually faster than what you would normally travel out in the outback if there is massive corrugations and bull dust and mud and all that stuff, which you do come across in this game. You will come across bull dust and mud and river crossings, along with crocodiles and bridges and narrow. Yeah, it's a fun map, let me just say that. You'll come across rocks on the road like this. You'll come across wrecked cars that have been abandoned, all types of stuff. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to raise the suspension on this truck, because we're bottoming out and I want to make sure that I've got the suspension up as high as possible so I can clear any potholes or anything like that that we may come across. Let's jump out on the roof and try and look around. Oops, that didn't work. Why did it do that? Oh, I know why. Because my buttons, yeah, I don't have my camera mod in there, so I'll use this instead. There we go. So we can see the road a bit better. Now the one thing too that you've got to be careful of is, because these roads are dirt roads, you've got to be careful when you're turning corners that you don't lose traction and run off the road. Also, you've got to try and get between these rocks without any damage. And I don't know if you can see it good, but you can see how my wheel's bouncing around like crazy. Again, this is something that is... I just wanted to try something there. Something that is... I'm trying to get rid of that annoying screen down the bottom. But it's only because we're doing the first job. I think it'll disappear after we've done the first job. But yeah, as you can see, it reproduces the Australian outback quite well. You'll see kangaroos, you'll see camels, you'll see emus, and like I say, you can put any of your truck mods in here, trailer mods, they all seem to work in here. If they don't, it'll just be like normal. It'll just be one of those things that it won't work. Now, one of the other things is, because this is an older map, it's not optimized in some areas. So for example, you probably notice I'm getting 67 frames per second up there, but if I pull in here, it'll probably drop. It normally drops where you're going to pick up to around about 20 frames per second. Where are we parking? Oh, right there. Yeah, normally, although it's not dropping this time, but in some areas you'll notice that there is a lot of drop in performance. But again, that's because it's an older map and it's not totally optimized. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump back in the cab. I'm going to stick my head out and use the rear mirrors and that to park. Oh, that didn't turn the way I wanted it to. Ah, it's a very short trailer, that's why I didn't even look at the trailer. So we'll start again, and this time hopefully it'll come around. There we go. Yeah, it turns extremely quickly, this trailer, because it's so short. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. So, yeah, let's have a bit of a fly around after we've done this so you can have a look. Excellent. Like I say, that is the first job done. But now we'll show you your home base and you'll just say, yep, 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 yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that later, not right now. I'm going to do a fly around if I can. No, I'm going to have to do the job first. Right, so let's pick the job. Whatever, this one will do. And then we'll just jump outside and do a bit of a fly around so you can see the Outback map in all its glory. This is cool, Auntie. This is the main area or staging area. As you can see, we've got this big open space for trucks to stage and do their pre-trip checks. Then you've got the service centre here, which is very tight to get in and out of. So if you've got a triple or anything like that, I suggest that you uncouple it here and then just drive in with just the truck itself and do your service work. Now, to get fuel, it is a bit misleading. It shows a fuel icon there. A lot of people think you've got to pull up out the front of you. You actually, if I can do it slowly, you want to pull up in here and that trips the icon and you can fuel. So again, uncouple the trailer, pull in here and then reverse back out and you'll be able to fuel up in there. It's a bit misleading, but there you go. It's just one of those quirky things about it. So let's fly up high. I'll see if I can find one of the river crossings to show you. Just so you're aware of it. Bear with me. Pretty sure there's one down here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. River crossing coming up. Here we go. There's one of the river crossings. As you can see, extremely muddy entrance and exit. I wonder if there's any crocs in this one. No, can't see any. So yeah, you get multiple river crossings, etc. that you'll face when you drive around here. So that's how you do it anyway. So again, like I say, if you follow this video step by step and carefully look at it, you'll be able to do it in 2025, even though this map is years old now. You'll be able to drive in Australia, have a bit of fun. Hopefully one day he may come back to it and update it, or someone else might take over and start reworking it or whatever. Fingers crossed that happens, and that way we can continue to keep using this. If not, there is another game coming out, which is World of Trucks Australia, I think it's called, or Truck World Australia, sorry. I actually have done a few videos on that. I'll be doing a new video on it pretty soon because apparently they're updating some of the stuff, and I'll be doing a new video on that so you can catch up on all the progress with that. So for now, you've got this in ATS, or you've got the Australian map that's coming, or game that's coming out shortly, Truck World Australia. And hopefully that explained it. If you've got any questions, just ask them down in the comments. If you want to, you're going to go over to Discord for more information. I can help you out there, or one of the other guys, one of the other drivers can help you. And hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't, give me the thumbs down, all that stuff. Subscribe if you haven't. It's free, and I really would appreciate it. And hopefully you did enjoy it, and we catch you in the next one. And bye for now.